All right, this is a quick video kind of showing you all the problems that are going to be on the test. This is the whole review. There's a problem on the test. It's not in this review, but it's just a graphing one. You just got to look at the graph and kind of pick out the X and Y values. It's kind of like the practice from Monday. So this first one is just finding the center and the radius for each circle. And remember, this is going to be the X1 or the H. Okay, we're gonna. I give you the formula on the test, and I label it H and K. This is the K or the Y1, which was on one of the assignments. So the center here is, remember, you got to take the opposite. If they're in parentheses, you got to take the opposite. So the center is negative 15, comma 1, right? Because you take the negative, and then the 1 is negative in the parentheses, so it becomes positive. The radius, you have to take whatever it equals and take the square root of it. Okay, so the square root of 1 is 1. So that's it. Okay, finding the center and the radius. Okay, that's what you do for 2, 3, and 4. Simplify the expression. Remember, if it's a plus in the middle, you just add them all together. There's nothing to do. But if it's a minus, you have to change all the signs. So you have to make it a plus and then change everything here. So that becomes a negative, that becomes a positive, and that becomes a negative. And then you just add them all together, okay? When I say add them all together, I mean any like terms. So 8R and 2R, those add together. You add the numbers in front. The R squared and the R squareds go together, okay, with the negatives. And then the go blue. Just the regular numbers go together, okay? So you do that with number 6 as well. You just add the numbers together and bring the variables with, okay? Nothing changes with the variables. This is the multiplying. Remember, this whole thing is being squared, so you have to rewrite it 5x minus 7 times itself, which means another 5x minus 7, okay? So then you multiply, just like we've done before, it's 5x times everything here, and then the negative 7 times everything here, okay? So you get 25x squared minus 35x, and then minus 35x, and then plus 49. And then you add these up together. So you should get 25x squared minus 70x plus 49. Okay, you can do number 8. 9 through 12 is just evaluating. We've done these before. This is just a little longer, so it's a little more, there's a couple more operations to do. So since this is x equals 2, you plug in the 2 for any x, and then z equals 2, you plug in a 2 for any z. So 2 plus 4 minus, in parentheses, 2 squared plus 1 divided by 5. And then you follow PEMDAS. Ready? Okay. So do the parentheses first. So 2 plus 4 minus, 2 squared is 4 plus 1. So that's 5 divided by 5. And then you take care of any multiplying or division. So 2 plus 4 minus 5 divided by 5 is 1. And so then you just go straight across. So 2 plus 4 is 6 minus 1 equals 5. Do that with every other problem, 10, 11, 12. Okay? Almost done here. So I know this is, you'll see graph here. I believe it's like this way. Just what's domain and range. Okay, remember domain is always negative infinity to infinity. And then the range, you have to start from the bottom up. Okay, so if this is going down forever, the range starts at negative infinity, but then goes only until you see the graph start to turn. So that's a y value, at 3, and that's the range. Okay, do number 14 on your own. 15 through 18 is writing the equation yourselves using the center and the radius. Remember, the equation is x, I'm going to use h here because that's on the test. So x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay, so the h and the k are your x and y values, and then the radius is the 8, right? So you got to square that. So this first one, it's going to be x minus 1 squared plus y minus negative 10 squared equals 8 squared. Okay, so then you simplify, and this is the reason why it's always the opposite inside the parentheses. Okay, so x minus 1, right, it was positive, just stays negative there. So x minus 1 squared plus y, and then this becomes a double negative, so plus 10 squared equals, and then 8 squared is 64, and there's your final answer. Okay, so do that for 16 through 18. And then the last one, we factor each completely. Remember, use this first number and just divide it out. Okay, and then it comes, whatever's left, you have n squared minus, you just divide. So minus 3n plus 2, and then you have to do trinomial factoring. So then you have to go one step further, bring the 3 down, and then remember, this is the number you have to make your factor tree with. So 2 divided by 1 is 2, and that's the only one. So it's got to be a 1 and a 2, and since it is, we need a negative 3, the only way to get a negative 3 is if they're both negative. So negative 1, negative 2, you're done. Okay, you can do that with number 20. If you have any questions,